Hey guys, how's it going? Mr. Eric Lobach here, and report card season is coming up. Oh. My heart goes out to all the teachers out there who have to sit down, write their reports, and then up in December and January, write their report cards. It's a long time, takes a lot of effort. You gotta go through all the marks, you gotta make sure that you've been diligent in keeping track of your students' progress, and sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes you slack off a little bit, you gotta go back and look at your students' duotangs. Sometimes you're really on top of it, but you notice that you just don't have enough information to really get that good progress report going. And maybe you're slacking a little bit and you don't quite know what to put on the comments. This video is for you. Today, I'm gonna be reviewing an app called Student Evaluator. I was just told about this a couple days ago by a teacher and I absolutely loved it. It helped me write all of my student reports and my progress reports for my kids. It helps a lot, and even if you don't use it as a one-to-one, so copy and paste, it gives you a great jumping off point to write for all sorts of students, so any students that are progressing well, progressing very well, and maybe for one or two of those students who are finding it a little bit more difficult in that class and you sadly got to give them that N or that D. So, if you're confused about how to write progress reports, stick around and find out. So now that we've gotten into the software of Student Evaluator, I'm going to show you exactly how it looks. If you want to follow along or if you're confused, the link for the website is going to be in the description. It is a paid service, sadly, so it is $40, I believe, for the year, but I think it is worth it because it does save a lot of time at the end. You're not spending hours and hours writing up individual assessments and individual report cards. You are, however, just pointing, clicking, and it gives you exactly what you need. So let's get into it. I'm going to name my classroom Mr. Lobach's Grade 2 Extravaganza. Set it to grade 2, so it goes from kindergarten all the way to grade 8. And this is the scoring base, so would you prefer your scoring to be NSGE based, so needs improvement, satisfactory, good, excellent, 1, 2, 3, 4, or DCBA? Our school does NCGE or NSGE, so we're gonna click on that, but you could change it, it's really the same thing. You can report your tense in automatic, so it'll choose between present and past tense. Present tense specifically, which is what I would choose, or the past tense. And you could choose whether to include next step comments. I would assume that most of you would really need to include next step comments. Now, select questions you would like to use for this classroom. So, responsibility, organization, independent work, collaboration, initiative, and self-regulation. For me, this report card, I ran responsibility, organization, and initiative. So, just like you, we'll take a look at some of the other ones. We'll take a look at independent work, collaboration, and self-regulation. So, so you could choose between all of the things that you care about personally that you are assessing in your progress reports or in your report cards. So, for independent work, you have listens carefully to instructions, works well without supervision, works consistently during class time and assigned activities, transitions well between activities in the workplace. For collaboration, works equally within group settings and actively to solve problems, cooperates with others, shares what they know with others and listens to whatever everyone else has to say to solve the problem, establish good quality relationships with other peers. And finally, self-regulation, which is something that a lot of great students struggle with, so next semester I'll be really focusing on that. Understand their academic strengths and needs, set academic goals, actively seek out assistance when needed, use feedback from teachers and peers. Now that our classroom is set up, let's add a student. Let's add me, Eric Lobach, preferred name Eric. This would be like, I have a student in my class, her name is Madeline, but she enjoys being called Maddie, or I have a student named Robert, but he prefers to be called Bob. Anything like that. Pronoun, whether they're male, female, they, their, spivak, z, ze, and one. So this is whether you have students that prefer different kinds of pronouns. So I'm going to choose male for my case. So it'll know to refer me as he. And then quick reports on file. So what kind of a student are you in general? And there's a lot of them. So there's highly motivated and proactive, natural leader, overachiever, honest and reliable, innovative and creative, helpful citizen, learns from mistakes, social activist, diligent, hardworking, team player, the quiet achiever, quiet and intellectual, overly social and inappropriate at times, which is honestly me, hard worker but struggles academically, intellectual but unproductive, also me, fear of failure, lacks confidence, overly dependent on the teacher, artistic but not academic, easily frustrated, oppositional and occasionally defiant, impulsive and unpredictable, requires regular prompting and redirecting, charismatic but bad influence, needs extra motivation, overly emotional, highly unorganized, easily distracted or distracted by others, uninvolved and emotional, or egocentric and selfish. So I've chosen for myself overly social and inappropriate at times. And we will submit. So actually it gives you a little blurb at the bottom here. So it says, this student is often distracted as they socialize with others at inappropriate times. They often seem more interested in their social life than in school. I'm going to submit that. And then we're going to go into new report. So we're going to make a new report for myself. And here we are. I can select a different student at any time if I'd like, or I can even add in a new student. And here's how it's going to work. Every time, every single box that you ticked in under the learning skills that you've chosen, it will show you all the ones that you ticked, and you just put N, S, G, or E, or you could choose the 1, 2, 3, 4 grading scale or the ABCD grading scale. So listens carefully to instructions. I'd say I'm pretty good at that. Works well without supervision and follows direct instructions. I sometimes follow those. Works consistently during class time on assigned activities. Yeah, I would say I'm a consistent worker, but I will get distracted and talk to people while I work, so my work will deteriorate in its quality. Transitions well between activities and work periods. Yeah, let's put an N for that just to see what that looks like. Collaboration. You know what? I love to collaborate. So as a student, I was excellent in group settings. So let's click excellent for all of those. And then finally, self-regulation. This is where I think I could use some work. Maybe I'll throw in an S for understanding my needs, an N for academic goals, an N for achievements, and an E for using feedback. And then at the bottom, it's your student competency matrix. You don't have to choose these, but you can. So it says choose 3 competencies from the below table that you'd like to focus on for the student. So let's do, I usually choose 1 character education, 1 global competency, and 1 character construct. So let's go respect. I have lots of respect. Let's go critical thinking and problem solving. Let's say I need work on that. And then growth mindset. Let's say I have a strong growth mindset. And we'll click generate. From here, it'll generate your comment. So let's read what I've got. So it says, before you customize Eric Lobach's or Eric's report, please review the comment below. Click the generate below for a new selection of comments. So you can constantly regenerate the comments. And before we even read, let's regenerate our comment. Boom, it'll be completely different that we just changed it to. So regenerating the progress report does not reduce the number of reports in your annual subscription. So let's take a look. He is able to listen attentively, which aids his understanding of important instructions and the subsequent completion of his work. He is encouraged to follow direct instructions to complete the tasks and can work well without supervision. On the other hand, Eric remains focused and completes quality assignments during allotted class times without distracting others. As observed, he has difficulty transitioning from one activity to the next without teacher support or prompts. He encourages and helps motivate other members to participate in group problem solving during collaborative work periods. He is happy to celebrate the ideas and accomplishments of others while working in a team environment. Eric contributes meaningfully to group work and collaborative tasks and encourages his peers to do the same. As observed, during group work activity, he enjoys working and playing cooperatively with others, which helps him establish strong peer relationships. Nevertheless, he should begin to identify learning opportunities, choices, and strategies to meet personal academic needs and achieve goals, and ask for when help is needed. He is strongly encouraged to work on assisting others to resolve conflict appropriately and seek positive solutions. Additionally, Eric does not yet demonstrate self-control or the ability to adapt to his behavior to different contexts within the social school environment. As observed, he reliably perseveres to achieve his goals and uses teacher feedback to help him revise his goals and strategies whenever necessary. He is a respectful student who demonstrates an acceptance and consideration of others, or for others. He sets goals to achieve every day, and he works hard to ensure that he is handing in his best work. So that is a very long comment. Obviously, as someone who is writing these comments up, I wouldn't necessarily write something as long, and I don't think any school requires you to really write something that long, especially about someone's character. And obviously you heard there were some conflicting things. That was because when I was going through, I put maybe one or two conflicting N's and E's going through my learning skills. So there was a little bit of conflicting information, but that's my fault for putting in that conflicting information originally in my report. So now we can go in and click Save and Continue. And here's the finalization of the report. So here is where I can go in and I can completely change the report however I would like. So if I wanted to completely erase this first sentence, boom, I can completely erase that first sentence. If I wanted to add in a next step for he is encouraged to follow directions, as a next step, Eric should practice working independently on a variety of tasks to improve his ability to work without supervision at school. Boom, add. And then it comes in to my report. So I can pick and choose individual things to copy and paste into my progress reports. And this is tailor-made for individually writing progress reports for students. No progress report is going to be the same. No student is the same. So it's important that you tailor-make your comments. I can close out my comments by selecting my own closing comments, and I can select through the array of options that they have here. So I can click on the last one here. Eric has shown great progress for the start of the school year. Is encouraged to keep his momentum moving into the next term. So save report. Boom. And it'll tell me what I have for my student in terms of my averages for my S's, my E's, my N's, my G's. It'll tell me exactly how many I have in each category, and it'll show me my entire report at the bottom here. It says exactly what I put in, and I can see the progress as I go on. I don't have to go in constantly and look at the previous report card and then go back in, because it keeps track of this progress for me on this website. So I personally love this website. It took me, I remember writing reports in the UK taking me a couple hours to write for the 30 students that I had. It took me probably the better part of 10 hours to write them, especially because they were really long. In this case, it's taken me about an hour tinkering around with this website, making sure that everything's correct and all my learning skills have been done, copied, and pasted into the appropriate area where they will be eventually evaluated by either the principal or the vice principal. And hopefully the evaluation goes well and they'll like the comments and they'll accept them for the students' progress reports. I think they will, because these comments are amazing. Now again, obviously you don't have to pick every single one of these things. You could cherry pick, you can write your own comments and then have this as a kind of framework, an idea of what to write. You can also just copy and paste your own comments and these comments to mix and match. There's a lot of things you could do with this website. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope this brought a little bit of help to those of you who are maybe struggling. Maybe this is your first year writing report cards. Maybe this is your first time writing progress reports. Maybe this is your 10th time writing progress reports and you just have no clue what to say anymore. Because I know that I struggled personally with making things individually tailor-made for the 16 or 20 or 30 students you have. At one point or another, you're going to be copying and pasting, and it's going to start to feel repetitive. Even though no student is going to see another student's progress reports for the most part, it still kind of feels bad to copy and paste, and this website does help a lot with that. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that it helped. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, because that helps too. And I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.